Godlike, I know you're busy, saving the world and whatnot, but I require a mission that only a man of your talent can do. I wish for you to run a fade on the ops. Do you accept this, Godlike? Huzzah! I've marked your map. You will know where to go.
Hey, did I ever let you know that I hate those ops? Those stinking ops. Oh boy, do I just hate those ops. But I also love being an op.
I definitely can agree with
Opposition
that.
is my value, my culture. You know, it's something.
I see where you're coming from.
Blah, 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 blah. Ops, ops, ops. Ramble, ramble, ramble. Somebody's probably listening to all this dialogue that we just pre-recorded anyway, so...
Read it wrong!
Anyways, ramble, ramble, ramble. Ramble, ramble. Hey bro, get a life and go do something else. Should you probably kill us instead of sitting there waiting? Ramble, ramble, ramble. Blah, blah, blah. Jonathan! It was you who did this! And I was just gonna tell him about being an op. You're gonna get this envoy.
Godlike, I didn't expect you back so soon, so tell me, have the fades been justly delivered to the ops? Ah, so it's been taken care of. Nicely done, Godlike. What you make up for in your strength, I mean, obviously your physical appearances and all that, but you're a reliable man, Mr. Godlike. Here's a level 1 sword right here. You can take that. Now, I know you're in-game strong and this level doesn't really do much for you, but hey, at least you got something to distract you from the main story, eh?
Oh god, they be doing that.
Let me talk about Avowed real quick. First off, the gameplay is very simple and gives a lot of leeway when using multiple weapons. You have one-handed melee weapons such as sword, axes, maces, and daggers and spears. There's also ranged weapons such as flintlock pistols, bows, wands, and a long gun. There are also two-handed weapons, great hammers, great swords, great axes, and oh yeah, you can use magic books if you want to. Speaking of magic books, there's a mage class focused on magic and spell casting, which is great for those who is really into that, Wizard 101 stuff. You can also upgrade your weapons and armor to deal more damage, and this game goes by that Far Cry New Dawn style of upgrade progression, where the enemy will have higher tier levels, and if your armor and weapons is lower, expect to get bodied. You can also find upgradable pieces around the map, and you can also buy them at stores. The combat is pretty satisfying, but I feel like this game played it extremely safe, especially with the melee weapons, because the majority of the combat is just left swipe, right swipe, left swipe, right swipe, wait till they get stunned to do a fatal blow, then repeat. I was hoping they'd pull like a Dying Light 2 and give us more freedom when it comes to fighting enemies. They also did something straight up stupid. They put abilities that are specifically for the fighter class in the ranger class. Why isn't the parry ability in the fighter class? What are these abilities doing here? Makes no sense. I feel like they ran out of ideas of what to put in the rangers class, so they just stole some from the fighters. The last thing I want to touch on is why the fighter and ranger require mana to use their abilities. It is so stupid. Their abilities should not require any mana at all. They are not a wizard. The wizard class is pretty good considering how much thought and care they put into that one class outside of the other two. The mana requirements for some of the spells are a lot. I swear, you can place all your points in the mana, specifically for mana, and you will still be popping potions. Still, I feel like the wizard is probably the best because of how badly they handled the other ones. Let's talk about the enemies, because we can't have all these classes for nothing. And yeah, when it comes down to the enemies, there's not much variety. Sometimes you will see the same enemy but with a newish look. There's not much going on there. It's like seeing an evil version of yourself, but the only thing different about you two is that he's wearing an evil mustache. That's the best way that I can describe it. You'll be facing things like spiders, spirits, beetles, sometimes orcs, people, dream thralls, which are just sick people, some bad military troop, which is still people. Wait, let's not forget lizards. Lots and lots of lizards. You have a team, they'll ride along with you. There's Kai, who's a tanky guy, Marius, who's a shitty bow user, Giada, who is the only one you'll always have on the team because she can heal, and then there's Yatsli, who does magic? 3 out of 4 of them have an actual background and some character development, and it's pretty engaging to learn their stories. Speaking of story, let's talk about the actual story of the game. Watch out, spoilers ahead for this game. You are the envoy who has been touched by an unknown god and has been sent out to investigate a plague by the Adirian Empire. The plague oddly looks similar to The Last of Us, but regardless of that, you'll be traveling all across the living lands to, do an investigation to solve this crisis. As you're traveling the living lands, you'll be hearing a voice in your head that keeps guiding you and giving you cryptic clues. You then find out, surprise, surprise, that voice up in your head is your unknown god, Sapadel. So we go and try to free Sapadel from a prison to help us stop the plague, but along your trip, you come into a little hiccup known as the Stilgar Road, led by Ludwin, who is associated with Wodaka, the goddess of justice. Wodaka was the one who trapped Sapadel to prevent her from becoming a threat because she was way too powerful. And from there, you can choose who you'll side with. It's really up to you, and I'm glad that they did that. I like having options. But in my opinion, I didn't care that much for the story. I really only started paying close attention once the Stilgar Road set fire to Fior, but I then again stopped caring and was mostly looking forward to the side missions, which were way more engaging than the actual story. Sometimes it got to the point where I was unsure if it was a main story quest or just a side mission, because some of them were just that good. I will admit, near the end of the game, I wanted to be done. I really wanted it to be done. It felt like this game was really dragging its feet and it did not want to end, but I'm so glad it did. Dialogue was pretty okay. Some of them straight up had me laugh because I didn't expect that to be an option. I'm glad that they made some dialogue that was a bit self-aware. I know some people don't like that, but I'm fine with it.
Have you come to take me to Gallowayne's side?
The kid's in bad shape, but he's not too far gone. I think we can help him.
I'm not ready. I've never even touched a girl. It's not fair.
Not with that. No. Oh, you mean healing him. Sorry, I'm all out of potions. I don't know any healing magic either.
I would recommend playing this game on Game Pass instead of buying it straight up like my dumbass did. $70 is a lot of money, but you could just pay $1 or $15 just to play it for a few weeks and then turn off reoccurring spending. But I got around 50-ish hours of gameplay, listening to the story and doing most of the side missions. If you want my overall score, I give this game a solid 7 out of 10.